everyone, my name is Serena and welcome to my YouTube channel. I was gonna sit down and do a Christmas makeup tutorial. So yeah, let's get started. I'm gonna start by spraying my face with the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray. I kind of did my brows already to save me some time because it takes way too long. But I just kind of filled them in with the Lancome. It's kind of like a brow gel, but it has color to it. I'm gonna take the Hourglass stick, the Vanish stick in Champagne Flash, and I'm just gonna add it to the high points of my face. So then for my foundation, I'm gonna go with the Hourglass Vanish stick in Shell. Down my jaw. Next, I'm gonna do some liquid blush. This is my favorite one. This is the NARS liquid blush in Torrid. Since my skin is so dry, I'm not a big powder kind of girl. I just apply that the high point of my cheek and then just kind of blend it back and forth, and I put just a little bit on my nose. So next I'm gonna go into concealer, and for concealer I like to use the Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer, and I'm in the shade Light Beige. I just put that little hollows under my eyes, as well as my eyelids, because I use this as my eye primer as well. And then I just kind of run some down the bridge of my nose and put a little bit on some of my acne spots I have right now. I just got over being sick, so my skin's a little crazy. Also, I like for the concealer to sit for a little bit so it gets a little bit tacky before I blend it in. Now, for my powder, I always use the Laura Mercier translucent powder. And I do put some under my eyes. Like I said before, I'm not too much of a powder person. I basically just set my under eyes and my eyelids with a really small amount of powder. I have very dry skin, so if I put too much powder, it can look really cakey and makes my texture come out really strong. Especially after being sick from all that medicine and stuff, it makes my skin look super, super dry. So I don't set too much. And next, I'm gonna do bronzer slash kind of contour. I do it all kind of in one. I use the Butter Bronzer. I like to bronze around my forehead, give myself a little bit more of a tan, and it kind of brings in my 6 head. And then I also take it and go right below the blush on my cheekbones. So I just kind of push up. The brush that I use for my nose contour is this little black and gold brush. It kind of has a sloped bristle that you can see there, but they're really kind of like dense enough to where they don't move too much, if that makes any sense. But they still have enough flexibility to blend. I don't like too much of like a fluffy brush for my nose contour. I like to start at the bridge here of my nose and drag it down almost like your eye socket, and then you carry it down. So I'm gonna do the same on this side, bring it down, and then I do a little bit under the nose, just a smidge, and yeah, and then this is where I go back in with the powder and basically clean up all the lines and kind of blend everything. Take the flat end of my sponge and I cut the cheekbones down. I just bake the sides of my nose for a really small time, just so I can clean up my nose contour. And then I'm going to take the Morphe Y3 brush and kind of wipe off my bake. I don't know about anyone else, but when I do my makeup, no matter what, my nose runs every single time. It drives me insane. So for eyes, I am going to take this brush. It's from Morphe. It is the R37, and it's just like a fluffy blending brush. And I'm gonna go into my very used Jaclyn Hill palette. And I'm gonna go into this also very used shade right here. And I'm just gonna go in the crease a little bit as my transition shade. I kind of let it touch and meet into where my nose contour starts, and then I blend it out. I'm gonna go into the color Soothe here, the Soothe matte. And I'm gonna go ahead and just deepen the crease. I'm gonna go a little bit lower, so I'm not actually meeting my nose contour. This one's gonna be more like in the eye socket. And the same thing on this side. I'm gonna go into my Norvina palette from Anastasia. I don't know if this is still around. I doubt it, because I got this palette years ago, but if you don't have these exact shades, you can always find something closest to it. I'm gonna take this color right here called Dreamer. I'm gonna put that on my finger, and I'm just kind of gonna place it on my lid, but in the front of my lid, if that makes any sense. So like the first kind of half. I'm gonna go ahead and take my finger and go in with the shade Summer. It's more of like a golden shimmer there. And I'm gonna go ahead and take that on my finger and place it on the outer half. And then where the two shades meet, I just kind of wiggle my finger to kind of blend them together. I'm gonna take that same fluffy brush that I used earlier, Morphe R37 brush, and I'm just gonna go back into that first shade that we used from the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm gonna run that under my lash line. Sorry, my camera died, so it might look a little bit different, but I'm still picking up where I left off, where I'm going into Soothe with this brush, and I'm just gonna run it under the lash line on this eye. So my favorite highlight still is the Amrezy collab with Anastasia. I know this is really old, but I also take the Anastasia highlighting brush. People still are really into highlight, but I am. I just used the Colossal mascara from Maybelline, the yellow one. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I just did my mascara. Next is the lip, and since it's the holidays and I did a very simple eye, I wanted to go really bold on the lip. So I'm gonna take this ColourPop Lippy pencil in the color Frenchie, and it's just like a bright red. So my lips are so dry along as my skin, so I'm gonna take some of this Vaseline chapstick and put it on my lips so I can save them a little bit. But I'm gonna take this Morphe liquid lip. It's not too drying, so it's not gonna be the worst, especially since I put on chapstick, but it's in the color Hot Shot, and it is just like a vibrant red, like very bright. So this is the final look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.